Is it some bird I ride on my core? This is the moment you're meant to know.
Well, hello there, sunflowers, and how are you guys today? I just wanted to quickly check in on Meg the Stallion because I just recently heard that she was hospitalized, and now we have officially found out what she has been hospitalized for. However, she is currently on Broadway from yes, here we go. She's on Broadway from March 24th to March. April, May to May 17th. Wow. So because of that, currently her first date, so the 24th, about 7 days later, a week into it, she has already been hospitalized and she had to take off a day, which was on April 1st. Jokes on her that day. I'm joking metaphorically. However, she has learned a valuable lesson. All right, here we go. I had to figure out where it was. I just pulled it up on her Instagram. So she had said after this had happened, she said, last night was a real wake up call for me. I've been pushing myself past my limits lately, running on empty, and my body finally said enough. It honestly scared me. I thought I was going to faint on stage. I really tried to push through my performance, but I just couldn't. Hotties, I want to be real with y'all because you mean everything to me and I hate letting y'all down. I just need one day to rest and take care of myself the way I should have been. I'll be right back on stage Thursday, stronger, clearer, and ready to give you 100% the way you deserve. Thank you for always riding with me and loving me through everything. So that's what she had posted on her Instagram shortly after being hospitalized and figuring out what had happened. Now, this is what happened to Megan the Stallion. So apparently, like she said, she was running dry and she was running on empty and she wasn't listening to her body. And so what happened was her blood vessels particularly had vasoconstriction. Literally, this is what the news articles are saying. And the vasoconstriction basically means that there was reduced blood flow because the blood, I'm trying to give you guys a nice visionary of a whole. Like, how about like this? Okay, so like just think about like a whole, like, okay, think about this is like your, okay, this is like your like blood whole vessel, and then the blood's going through and then it vasoconstricts and it's like this, so there's reduced blood flow going through Megan's body. So that's what happened to her. And because of that, you're probably wondering, how can that happen? Well, you can get it through stress, through extreme temperature changes, and that can lead to having headaches and high blood pressure, because then your blood has to do a whole lot more pumping of blood to get that blood through your body, since the veins on your blood arteries are much more smaller. So because of that, that was going on with Megan Thee Stallion. But no, wait, there was more. She also had a low metabolic level. And you're probably like, what does that even mean? Well, apparently that can lead to fatigue, and that is because your body is not being able to burn calories as it should efficiently. And you're like, well, how can she not be burning calories when she's up there on Moulin Rouge singing and dancing and under hot lights and dressed up in costume? Got to think about all those different things. She said, I will get to it, but this is something that she wanted to do for her self, but as well. But also on top of that, not only did she pair all this theatrical stuff in low metabolic levels, which can also accumulate from poor sleep, but also having calorie deficits. So because of that, she probably wasn't eating enough, not getting enough sleep. So these are like all the different things. And chronic stress, there's stress again. They say stress is like one of the number one killers out here. And it is proven scientifically that stress shortens your life. And as we saw, how high stress Meg was under has ended up her in the hospital. So because of that, we can name a few other celebrities that stress has also done that to themselves. And this probably isn't even literal physical stress that they talk about, but this could be like just stress on the body that you put on yourself from just doing the most or pushing your body more beyond that its limits. And like they say, yeah, you're building up endurance, but you're also pushing your body to the extreme too. So you got to find the nice balance between that. And Megan Thee Stallion was struggling with that. We see how hard Megan has been pushing herself and overworking herself. The more I'm like breaking this down, but all that paired together with the blood vessels basically dilating, and her body is just not burning fuel or burning energy like it should. Well, apparently she was dehydrated, extremely dehydrated. So she wasn't even getting the fluids that she needed in her body to replenish. So she's probably like sweating out all these fluids on top of that and not replenishing it, both paired with stress, sleep, and all that, and heavy costumes, lights, perfumes, because perfumes can trigger people's senses and hormones and stuff like that too. So it's like all that going on with Megan Thee Stallion. Within a week, it built up, and then her body said no, and she had to stop mid-performance. She was, like she said, she was trying to push through, but then she just couldn't. Like she said, she thought she was going to faint on stage. It was probably like hard for her to see her. She was getting like lightheaded. All those different things was piling up. But you're like wondering, but what did you mean that Megan Thee Stallion brought this onto herself? Well, what I meant was that she wanted to do Moulin Rouge because she has never done Broadway before. And because of that, the discipline and what it takes to do Broadway, she wanted to challenge herself to see if she can meet those demands and be not even just be a Broadway personnel, but just be somebody that can do things outside of her comfort zone and outside of things that she's used to. She wanted to try something different. She was a go-getter. She wanted to see what else can the stallion do. So because of that, she wanted to give it her all and give it her best, and she gave way more than she possibly could for her own body. So because of that, and she also has to be very mindful of that, because I was just looking up what these things can lead to if it was like long-term and chronic and stuff like that. It can just lead to like, the normal stuff like diabetes and like strokes and like cardiovascular disease, but all those little things, right? But she caught it early by working on not pushing herself beyond those limits. Like she said, it was a wake-up call for herself, and now she has learned to listen to her body and to realize what is her limits for real, because nobody wants to get themselves accidentally hospitalized just because you wasn't listening to your body, or you don't know how and what the signs of your body is signaling to you. You know how sometimes you're just like, oh, this is a little thing, I could push through it, and then you like turn out that it's like really something serious, or if you would have like been a little bit more proactive about it sooner, it wouldn't have progressed into something more serious, like I said. So because of that, all those different things are going on with Megan Thee Stallion. So I'm just going to pull some cards to see and check in on her health, see how Megan's doing, because it is now April 2nd. So you know what that means. Thursday has passed and she is back on tour. So let's see how she's doing. Ooh, oh, wow. Okay. Since this card is the closest, we have the Nine of Pentacles, and because this one wanted to fly out with it, I guess this will be our block card. The Five of Wands. That actually played out really nicely and perfectly. I do like that. Let's see what her foundation is. The Eight of Cups. The Ten of Pentacles, and I really do like that. The King of Swords. Okay. Ooh, and the Two of Cups. Very beautiful. Now, what I really love about everything here about in this reading, first off, in her past, since I spent time talking about what has led her up to the hospitalization, and now I'm reading on her after the hospitalization. So the past would be what had led her up to being hospitalized. We see here the Ten of Pentacles, which is crowded, busy, overexerting yourself, spreading yourself thin. You're giving your energy to everything and everywhere and not replenishing your own self. So because of that, I don't want to say it almost felt like her body was going to shut down, but it's like all those different things of building up, and she's trying to fight and resist and fight against nature. And she had realized that even though she is this Nine of Pentacles, and even though she is this woman who has accomplished and achieved everything, she realizes that she doesn't always have to go the extra and beyond, because she's learned to tone it down a notch. She went from the 10 to the 9. So it was like we're going backwards. So because of that, and all it took was a scary moment for her. She said it was scary. It was frightful. It was a wake-up call. I'm not sure what it was like for her to be hospitalized, but she was like, I got to take some time to recover, because A, I still don't want to not do this, because then that would just be me giving up on myself. But B, I still want to do this and give my all, and everybody wants to come see me. So I still want to give towards my fans. So it's like that friction of everything that's going on. And she's kind of like thinking about how she just wants to get back to stage, honestly, for real. And that's what she did. She only took a break. Let's see. This hospitalization happened on the 31st. The 30th, she took a break, and now she's back on the 2nd. So because of that, that is today, actually, as of this recording. So because of that, she took a 1-day rest. The hospital probably gave her all her electrolytes and everything to refuel her body and recharge it in the way it needed. So she was able to go home. Usually once you get replenished like that, your body's good. And like once you let yourself rest and let your body get acclimated and replenish its own self after being induced with other substances outside of itself, now your body's got to replenish itself on its own. It's because of that she had to let herself rest. So she had to take some chill time. But I know her mind was running, thinking about getting back on tour for Moulin Rouge, because this is something that she really does enjoy. I'm not sure if she's going to continue doing Broadway afterwards. We'll see after this, or if this was just a business adventure for her to see what else can Megan Thee Stallion do, like they say, another notch underneath her belt. However, we see here the 8 of Cups. Usually this card looks like it would be a bad card, but actually I really like this card as the foundation, because it symbolizes that it could have been worse. It could have turned sour. It could have been the 8 of Cups, like she had lost something, but she didn't. She walked away from it. She walked away from it unscathed, basically. So because of that, even though it felt like a loss because of all the things and the stress and how scary and negative and real and eye-opener it was for her, all that stuff that like you would almost like consider like a NDE, a near-death experience, is like all those things like arose inside of herself. And now it's like moving forward, it's like, well, thank God I made it through that, and I won't be so the 10 of Swords, because I don't want to say blind or cocky or dumb or stupid when doing that with my life and health again. But the best way I could say it with the 10 of Swords is somebody that speaks with clarity and nicely articulate. The way Megan Thee Stallion feels moving forward is that she will learn to be more able to listen to her body in order to hear the signs and be able to know what it is to fix those things. Because sometimes you might hear the signs, but you don't know what to do to fix the signs. And sometimes they say just time heals all wounds. So just wait it out, and then it replenishes itself. Your body is weird like that. Sometimes it's just bad days, weird fluxes and stuff like that. So all things like that. Sometimes you eat things that also mess up your chemical imbalance and stuff like that. So everything all mixed up like that. That's what was going on with Megan Thee Stallion. Could have been going on with Megan Thee Stallion with this tour too. Like she said, it's highly demanding. It's regimented. It's all about storytelling. And she's been telling stories. We have a new Megan on our hands, honestly. So because of that, because we have this new Megan is a little bit more experimental when it comes to her craft and her abilities. And because of that, moving forward, that 5 of Wands can be a block or a friction that comes up against her sometimes. It's like she does the most or is everywhere and not within herself. So because that's like giving energy to everyone else but herself. And this 2 of Cups is to remember yourself, to have self-love, to have self-care for yourself, to remember to tend to yourself, to not forget to listen to your body, listen to your needs, to know when to say, hold up, to know that you don't always have to say yes, to know that even though you are challenging yourself and you know what you have to do, like they said, because honestly, think about it, training and boot camp for armies and stuff like that, it's not like they just throw you straight into the combat field. You got to get trained, prepared, slimmed, athletic, stuff like that. So because of all that, it's the same thing when it comes to Broadway. She's in the process of training herself, and when you're training yourself, sometimes you do accidentally push yourself, but sometimes when you think you know your body, you try to push it a little bit more because you're just like, oh, this is just a little thing. But she's learning to know that even those things and signs are cues to maybe slow it down just a little bit. You don't have to completely stop. So because of that, she's learning to be more in tune with her body. That's what I get with this Two of Cups. So I just want to know, how's Moulin Rouge going for Megan Thee Stallion outside of this health scare? It puts her in a thinking position outside of storytelling, which is all about communication. I could honestly see that here with the King of Swords, how this King of Swords is all about her thinking and in her mind and in her brain. And that could also be something too, when you're so up in your head, you lose a little bit of sight and track of reality. But other than that, it helps her to maybe get outside of her mind and get outside of herself and to be somebody else besides Megan Thee Stallion. So because of that, but also to be put into those kind of characters, they sometimes they say method acting, or like acting brings out sides of yourself that you have to tap into because you are portraying a character. It also has her up thinking about how she can relate to it. Maybe it's bringing up things within inside of herself that she probably didn't even know exist there too. That's exactly why she wanted this challenge. She wanted to get to know herself more and see what she's capable of, and that has put her in a thinking, reflective space when it comes to this tour. So moving forward, let's see. One card that I just want to pull, it just about her health moving forward. Is she going to be, well, we know she's going to be more careful with her health, but the best way I can put it is when it comes to outside of Broadway, when it comes to listening to her body, is she still in the process of getting more acclimated in knowing signals and signs and cues and what her voice or her body sounds like? Okay. Well, what I see here is a vacation, which is quite interesting, right? I'm going to pull one card because I want to know, does this vacation, because a vacation usually means you're not focused on it and it's something, maybe, that's why I just have to pull one more card, just one more card. Vacation paired with old, a dichotomy that it works very nicely to pair together, because usually when something's old, stale, and dead, basically, well, not dead, but just like ancient, you're ready to like do something new, you're ready to switch it up, freshen it, re-liven it, and stuff like that. And that's exactly how she'd be feeling with herself and now with her health. Like she said, her, like the old card said, like that was her old body. As she gets older and stuff like that, she can't be more vacant with her energy body. She has to be a bit more aware and has to be a bit more present, hands-on, and home with her body, and not outside on a vacation and outside of herself and focusing everywhere else outside of herself. Like I said, if she reverts back that energy home, like goes back to her old, not like her old stuff, but go back to the home, the comfort, the patterns that are familiar, basically, then she will be able to not get lost in the sauce, basically what I'm seeing here, because that's basically what happened with her, because the Ten of Cups, not the Ten of Cups, this Ten of Pentacles symbolizes that everything was just getting too much for her, and it was just starting to build up and pile up, and because of that, she didn't have a proper way to let that energy go. So because of that, it was like she was swimming in it or trying to breathe in it and trying to navigate in it, and it just ended to a crash out, literally and literally and physically and literally, metaphorically and literally. There we go. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this quick reading and update on Meg Thee Stallion. I sure did. I just wanted to check up on her health after this health scare because it seems like she has been going through a whole lot, not only since she had lost a loved one and then she had to go through the case with Tory Lanez. I hate to keep bringing up that man's name whenever I talk about her, but that's like stuff too. Now she has like all those old things that were just there. Now she has a new, fresh Megan the Stallion, and she's taking on life with fresh, new, adventurous, go getting a more open arms. And she's got to be able to realize to guard herself when you're so open to receive and be free to explore like that. You got to also be able to defend yourself. That's like also what it's like with your immune system. And when your immune system is down, you're able to get sicknesses and come down with illnesses like this that can hospitalize you. So because of that, that's why stress, making sure you're not chronically under stress is also very important too, because stress always has your body in a fight or flight mode. And when you're like that, you don't get certain hormones that are to help replenish. So your body is always in an active state and it never gets put in a passive repair stage. And especially if you're having lack of sleep and dehydrated, whew, well, it's just a bit of a mixture for disaster. But Megan Thee Stallion learned that she cannot neglect herself and her body. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this reading. I sure did. I just wanted to do a quick reading. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. It would really mean a lot to the channel. We would really appreciate it. Please and thank you. Become a sunflower and spread those beautiful sunflower seeds all over the beautiful earth, because we definitely need it, and especially for Megan Thee Stallion as she heals during this process. Well, it seems like she has already healed, but that was scary for her, and I'm glad that she came out on the other side, because it sounded like it could have easily turned worse. So with that being said, leave your comments down below. Give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in the next one. But you know what I say before I hop off? Hype us up. Subscribe to us. Hey, and I'll see you sunflowers in the next one. Sunflowers.